This is going to be part of a series called In One Sitting. I'm going to try and beat this game in as little time as possible. I'm not a speedrunner by any means, but I will definitely attempt. So this isn't going to be the full thing. I'm just going to give you a little glimpse of each level, and we will be Batman. These bikers go down real easy if you throw a batarang at them. I'm not going to stay Batman the whole time, though. So, for the most part, you get to see the Red Triangle Gang, which I believe is basically the runoff of Joker's men. But they also, in the movie, get explained as they're part of a traveling circus and a freak show. Most of these characters are only one-offs in the actual movie, but they duplicated them. There are like 2 of the biker people, and there are a couple of the different colored these, and you see a few of these guys in the movie, as many as they try to portray here. So there were cool mechanics in this game. These windows here are interactable. All you have to do, this isn't fair, come on. You throw these guys right up into these. Does basically the same amount of damage as a slam. It just looks cool, and there's actually a way, oh, I messed that up. Once I get an opportunity, I'll try it. You can slam, oh, I slammed them together. Yeah, take that. Batman takes out everyone. Alright, let's see. I think there's another set of windows, so we'll try and do it on the next one. Just take this guy out real quick. Here we go. Alright. So here we are. Oh, and this is a flame guy. I took him down really easily there, but here's another one. Yeah, see, there we go. Was able to throw the other guy up into the glass, and it knocked the other guy up. Knock these guys together. Those devils, they blow fire. It's a decent range, and it does a pretty decent amount of health. I'm taking a pretty decent beating here, but I should be able to take care of these guys with no extra problems. So you see, you can use the batarang to stun them. There, I healed myself up. Let's just continue on. This is the next part of the level. And this basically, you throw batarangs. Gotta watch out for these guys on stilts. And you just go down until you get to the boss, which would be right here. Now in the movie, all he had to do was this. Shoot the wall, and boom. And that knocked him out. Honestly, I don't know if that does any extra damage, but it's really cool that they included it. Now, he's crazy with all that spin attacks. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh. So, basically take him down and he goes, Scene 1 clear. Scene 2, battle in the streets of Gotham City. Because I almost missed that part. So, here we are, and this level consists of actual 3 parts. The first part is on the street. You go down the street a little bit here and there. So we'll just beat these guys up so you can see this layout. This is basically the layout, and then we'll move on. Then we move into inside of a building. And inside here, there's people jumping. It's another one of these side-scrolling throw the batarang areas. Oh, look at that. Elevators. One of the things I hate the most. Cannot deal with elevators. They're in almost every game, and no matter what game they are, they're always trouble. So, now this kind of strays from the movie, but Batman just kind of moves around here in this burning building, taking out bad guys. I mean, that was one of the greatest parts of the movie, if I members, and then, the drop down. Just great movie stuff. Like I said, other than the fact that now we're back on the street, this is the third part. As you see, they added new enemy types, the sword, swallower. Ooh, dang. Here we go. Just take these guys down with no problems. The sword swallower, just grab them a little bit, slam them, run up, punch them. They're nothing. Alright, so now here we are, stage. If you can only guess who the boss is. And this boss is actually a pain in the butt. You will see, because that is the one thing I will make sure that everything we get to see is the boss battles. So here he comes. He's the strong man, or T strong man. So he gets 2 minions that will constantly revive. And then he's got these lunge attacks. As you see, you take nearly half my health. That is another quarter of my health with a regular attack. Basically, what you want to do... I'm probably going to lose a rest, but that's okay. Stand back up here. Now, what you want to do is you want to move around him. Well, not pick up the enemies, but you can pick up the enemies and slam them too. That works too. But you want to get those guys out of your way and just move around and then come down at him, and that will give you the best opportunity to beat the crap out of him. He's fairly straightforward, being that, he is the second boss of the game. The first boss was really easy, the second boss pretty simple as well. So, scene 2, cleared. Let's go to scene 3, on the prowl. So, here we got some scaffolding. And, yep. People jump out, you throw batarangs, knock them off the scaffolding. This is literally about it. Once you get done with the scaffolding, then we move on to the next area. And as you see, they just keep coming, and then it makes you move, and these are always the funniest things where you just battering across. Alright, let's go to the roof. Should be here. Do a little teabag there. Seems like every game I have with Batman, he can do a little teabag. Oh, I missed that jump, which means that I'm actually not going to be able to go up top. I gotta go the bottom route. And the bottom route is just simply, I can't go up there anymore because there's nothing to get up there. And you just do this. The first time scared me because I thought that was gonna block me. Yeah, but these side-scrolling ones, they seem to always have these tall clowns. I think it would be worse if those were actual sticks of dynamite. So now let's go to the boss battle. Oh. I'm Catwoman. Hear me roar, she says. So now that we established domestic violence, we just take care of her. Again, most of these are just, let's see, dodge. Oop, I should have dodged that, but I didn't. She is nimble, she is quick. It's all about dodging and getting around her. Because if you can get, just like any of the other people, if you can get their pattern down for attacks and then just come from the top or the bottom to do a grab, you can do a lot of damage. You can always block that. It makes it to where it doesn't knock you down. The whip sucks, but see, just do that. Grab her, hit her a few times, wait. Oh, should have been able to get her, but I gotta deal with that. The one thing that this game has an issue with is the way they attack is perfectly timed with the animation it takes for you to stand up. And the moment you can stand up, they normally can hit you. The problem with that is if you don't block immediately, you get hit and you get stunned, and then the process starts all over again. But that's Catwoman. Real simple, real easy. Scene 3 complete. Only 4 more to go, and we're actually going to get into some easy ones. Look at that. She just threw herself off the roof. Alright, so here comes the Penguin's trap. This level, you're in an underground base. You go through a couple of floors and fight some people, and there's really not much difference. There's no real new enemies. There's no neat mechanics. You just fight the clowns. So we're just gonna move on to the first of the boss battles. It's Catwoman again. So you just fought her, but now you gotta fight her again. So it's like, I taught you a lesson once. Now I gotta teach you a lesson again. At least this time you can't throw yourself off the roof, because that would be absolute garbage. Garbage. So she's with all her might trying to take me down, throwing her kicks and smacking with her whip, all while I'm trying to save the I think it's Miss Gotham, if I remember correctly, and she was gonna light the tree lighting ceremony, because this is all happening around Christmas time. Which makes sense, because, you know, it's the Penguin, and, you know, penguins like the cold. But then again, a lot of the things in Batman seem to happen either near Halloween or near Christmas. It's always either raining a lot or snowing. And that's Gotham's big gothic setting, I guess. So we took care of her, and then she gets up, and even though we just smacked the hell out of her, she's like, you know, I'm gonna take her and we're gonna go upstairs. So Batman follows, and then thus proceeds probably one of the worst boss battles. I really hate this one. It's more or less that his hits are just ridiculous. When he hits you with his body, he does almost half of your health bar. I'm always so very annoyed with this fight. Oh, see, I'm already down to 2. This could get close. Oh god, duck these. Can't hit him there. Oh, if he comes up from behind, that would have been really bad. So basically his pattern is not that difficult. It's just I kind of get into a rush, and I don't want to die, but I'm so close to death now. Oh, he came behind me. That sucks. Oh, I'm down to 1 life. I still don't see his orange yet. Oh, this is bad. Oh, he's in orange. I can take this back. Oh, it's so close. Thank goodness he was in front of me. Oh, come on. Oh, I gained an extra life. I got so lucky. Thank goodness. Oh, there we go. Taken down. Now, this is probably one of the worst parts of the game. So he's blaming me because he used bats to knock her off the edge. That was his trap. So now we're gonna drive in the Batmobile. So in the movie, what happens is Penguin takes control of the Batmobile while you're in it and forces you to drive around. Now, this version of it has me driving around shooting people and blowing them up. I mean, that's a little far-fetched for me because I don't believe Batman would kill. So the enemy at the end is the campaign van, which in the movie, Penguin is inside of it pretending to drive the Batmobile until Batman successfully stops it. This fight is really easy. Basically, he swoops in. You just gotta watch out for the sides. See, those are the things that can hit you. He backs up, telegraph that he's gonna shoot rockets or throw dynamite. All you have to do is get to the edge. As long as you're on the edge, he can't hit you. See? Just like that. The only things that can are those bikers, and they don't do too much damage. And slowly but surely, you wheedle it down. At this point, I don't care. It refills your life when you go into a new stage. But I'm actually probably going to cut it so you don't see this. But I'm going to forcefully let myself die so that this next stage I can have full lives again. Because I know what stage we're coming up to next. Stage 6. Now here in stage 6, it's the crazy train. Now, in my recollection, Konami, who is the people who built this game, have a fixation with their old beat-em-ups and trains. One off the top of my head I can think of is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time, that has a train level in it that is also by Konami, which they did remake that for the PlayStation 3, and unfortunately I just was very upset. They cut out a few bosses, they changed a few bosses up, and it just ruined the whole experience. I forgot to say that one of the mechanics of this is about in the mid-range. They start throwing these tracks at you and you gotta jump over them. The AI is just absolutely horrible about doing it. I think a couple of the AI are programmed really well, and they hop over it like once. And you see I just grabbed him and let it happen. So I'll fill up my life here, and we're gonna go on to the boss battle. So this guy is actually in the movie. If I remember correctly, he's actually played by the guy that's in The Professional. Like, he's the French guy. He's also in Godzilla. And yeah, he definitely had one of these, and it definitely had a machine gun in it. And I think that it was really cool that they incorporated this. Now, as you can see, that train in the background is actually way smaller. Even in the movie, it was very tiny. It wasn't a full-size train, though they made it seem like it was a full-size train going really fast, which was kind of funny. But he's really simple, just like most of the rest of the bosses. You just come up next to him. Now, gotta watch out for his 2 minions, but he can take care of them too, and you just try him to do that. Come in from up or down. Oh, I went up too early. And I keep messing up because I keep grabbing these guys. There we go. So here I should start getting it. You do that, drop down, punch him, throw him down. Let him hit his guy, come up, punch him, throw him down. See, he's in the orange now. He's hitting his own people. And then up and throw him down. So this is basically for 90% of the bosses. This is literally all you have to do. And you take care of them. So this game, kind of well made, but again, very easy. So now we're on the last level, which happens to be one of my favorites. Oh, look at these bomb guys. All 3 of them threw bombs at me. One actually hit me. They just start throwing the explosives at you in this level, and that's what makes it one of the best levels. There's rockets and freaking bombs being thrown and all sorts of things. And then as you continue on here, let's see this guy here. Another couple of rockets. We'll take them out. Smack them together and just... Oh, watch out for this guy. Again, batarangs. Oh, batarangs work really well on motorcycles. Normally with regular hits it's going to take you about 3, and with Batman's batarang against these guys it takes them out in once. So you hit him once, but there, hit him twice, and then see, it would take one more punch to actually get him. Why not just throw a batarang at him? It gets him in one. Look, another guy, bam, batarang. Don't know why, it just does. So we're going to fill up on life. Now, this is another mechanic of this level that I really enjoyed. Basically, as you go on from this point on, every time you put new penguins on the screen, they shoot rockets at you. It works for both foreground and background if they're new background ones. Some of the background ones will actually, on harder levels, continue to shoot at you. It won't just do it once. And that's if you go on to the more extreme and custom difficulty. But in those difficulties, like, instead of just one clown coming at me for the normal mode here, it'd be like 4 or 5. So here we're getting to the end of the walking part of the stage. Last bit of these guys, as you see, as I continue to move forward, they keep shooting their rockets. Pretty sure it's random where they land. Either that or it's a really complex set of patterns. Or I'm just not that, seasoned with the game, and maybe it's each difficulty has a different setup. We're going to just take care of a few of these sword guys. As you see, they got these knife throwers and the sword guys here right at the end. The sword guys deal a decent amount of damage, and the knife guys have range. But we're just going to move on. And then to the boss battle. Yes, you're seeing right. It is a giant rubber ducky. Doesn't do a lot of damage. And actually, there's a place you can go that makes this fight even easier. Now, I don't normally like doing it because, as you see, it's not very hard in the first place. It's really the next fight that's really a pain in the butt. But if you stand over here, you're actually in, for the most part, a safe zone. You just stand here and keep throwing these with no problem whatsoever. And you'll basically take care of it in no time. There we go. And I like how he's got the 2 penguins in the back that constantly shoot. But here we go. Final boss. He's literally the only boss, in my opinion, that has any difficulty to him. And he's basically a mashup of a few other Konami bosses. So he definitely has a Baxter Stockman in him with the whole shooting across and then the flying around. But he's also got some short range stuff that's really kind of devastating. It's doing grabs on him is not always the best idea. When he's flying, you want to try and hit him with batarangs that basically, especially when he does that one, that negates it if you hit him with a batarang. Also batarang stun, but see, you want to be careful about your grabs, because if you try and rush in and grab too early, he actually will bite you. And it does a decent amount of damage. And see, just him touching you does a decent amount of damage. I think it's because in the movie he was portrayed as, like, disgusting. Which he could be. I mean, he was eating raw fish, and his blood was blue for some reason, or green. It was weird. See, just... Oh, see, in there I tried to grab him too early and he bit me. Does almost half a health bar. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, he's gonna take me down again. So we're, a couple of lives down, but we should be able to take him. He's in green bar now. Just a little bit more and slam him around. And now we're in oranges. He is down to the last little bit, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna beat him down. Bam! He is done. Goodbye, Penguin. That was Batman Returns on the SNES. Again, I really like the game. It's really short, really easy. It actually, in full game length time of play, it took me only about 45 minutes to actually beat the game. You can always go in with harder difficulties, As far as I know, the Konami code does not work on this game. I did attempt to see, and I don't see anything anywhere that shows where it would work. But it's possible there might be. But thank you guys for watching.